Hello, in this video I will do an IBU order of operation introductory test. Uh, yeah, this is going to be a practice test on the IBU regarding order of operation. So, yeah, okay. So, what is order of operation? It's basically a little okay. So, it's called PEMDAS. So, order of operation, you may have heard of it as PEMDAS, PEMDAS. So it's just a simple riddle to figure out which do you do first when you have order of operation. So the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M stands for multiplication, the D stands for division, the A stands for addition, the S stands for subtraction. Okay? So a little keynote, um, when you have both, when you have both multiplication and division at the same time. Go with, just what you would do is do it both, but you're gonna go from left to right. Okay. So if you have both a multiplication and division, just go from left to right. That's it. The same thing with addition and subtraction. So if you have both addition and subtraction, go from left to right. Okay. So let's look at question one. We have 32 minus 16 divided by 4 plus 5 times 3 square minus 10 over 5. So that looks extremely confusing. You're probably thinking, what do I do first? Well, let's let's rewrite this. This is what I would do. I would rewrite this problem with the slanted. Do you see the slanted line, the d division? That always throws people off. So what you could do is just make it horizontal. So what you could do is rewrite this as 32 minus 16 over 4 plus 5 times 3 square minus 10 divided by 5. That's going to be a lot more easier. That looks so much better now. Okay, so what I did was I just rewrote this slanted line as a horizontal division sign. So what do I do first? So let's start with the P. Do we have any parentheses? No. Do we have any exponents? Yes, I see one right here. So what you want to do is do the exponents first, and then because this is really important. Bring down the leftovers you haven't done. It's really important that you bring it down because that's where people make mistakes. So, what is 3 square? 9. Okay. And what I mean by bringing down the leftovers, the stuff we haven't done, we haven't done the 32 minus 16 over 4 plus 5 minus 10 over 5, right? We have not done that. So, what you're going to do is just rewrite it. I know it's a pain, but it's the only way to prevent a mistake. Okay. So I did the exponent and then bring down what I haven't done. So the next step is, do we have a multiplication and do we have a division or do we have a division? We have both, right? We have both a multiplication. You have a 5 times 9, a negative 16 divided by 4, and a negative 10 over 5. What we said that if we have both, you just go from left to right. So 32, bring that down because that's not a multiplication division. But the division is negative 16 divided by 4, which is negative 4, plus, and then your multiplication is 5 times 9, which is 45, minus, or negative 10 divided by 5. The division is negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Okay. Okay. So we did multiplication and division. Do we have addition and subtraction? Yes, we have both. So said if we have both, go from left to right. So you could just do one at a time if you want. What's 32 minus 4? 28 plus 45 minus 2. And then what's 28 plus 45? 73 minus 2. And then what's 73 minus 2? 71. Okay. So my final answer is 71. Okay. It is correct. Yes. Okay, so yeah, it looks a little bit confusing, but once you do this pandas thing and then simplify it, it should be pretty smooth. Yeah, it is hard because you do have a time limit, so that's what makes it a bit hard. But I don't think it's going to be this difficult on the exam. I'm not sure, but if it is, you still would know how to do it. So let's move on to question two. We have parentheses 32 minus 16 divided by 4 plus 5 times 3, 5 times parentheses 3 squared minus 10 over 5. So first let me do is rewrite pandas, and then I'm going to rewrite it I'm going to rewrite the slanted division sign with the horizontal division sign because it just throws me off. So we have a division sign here, so it's going to be parentheses 32 minus 16 over 4 plus 5 times parentheses 3 squared minus 10, and then the slanted line. So this slanted line isn't all over this. It's actually only the only under the parentheses. I mean the two parentheses. It doesn't this 5 doesn't isn't all over it isn't all over this 5. So it's just under this parentheses. Okay? Okay. Now, what to do is now let's start with pandas. So we have a parentheses? Yes, we do. So how do I do the parentheses? So what you want to do is like think of the parentheses as another separate pandas, if that makes sense. Um, Sometimes inside the parentheses it's just one order of operation. For example, in ours, we have a parentheses of 32 minus 16, which is just one order of operation, which is subtraction, right? But in this other parentheses, we have two of order of operation. We have a power and then a minus. So this is why you have to do pandas twice, if that makes sense. So let's do with this parentheses. What's 32 minus 16? 16. And then divided by 4 plus, but do not divide it by 4 yet, plus 5 times, because I haven't done this yet. And then what do we do here? So 3 squared minus 10. So we have to do pandas twice. So inside this parentheses, do we have an exponent? Yes. So you do that first. What's 3 squared? 9. Do we have a multiplication? No. Division? No. Addition? No. Subtraction? Yes. So what is 9 minus 10? -1. And then it's all over 5. Only this 5 is all over -1. Okay. So we did the parentheses. Now we got to start pandas all over again. So do we have an exponent? No, we don't. Do we have a multiplication? Yes, we do. Do we have a division? Yes, we have this. We have it at the same time. So go from left to right. So the division we have a division here. 16 divided by 4 is 4 plus, and then we have a multiplication and division. So 5 times -1 is -5 over 5. Okay. And then we're still continuing the division. So what's -5 divided by 5? -1. Okay, now we did the multiplication and division. Do we have addition and subtraction? Yeah, we have both, right? Well, actually, it's just really subtraction because 4 plus negative 1 is the same thing as 4 minus 1. So what's 4 plus negative 1, or really 4 minus 1? Positive 3. And that's my final answer. So yeah, it's very easy to lose track. Yeah, just re if you have to rewrite the slanted line and then yeah, write out pins if it helps. Okay, let's move on to question 3. Let me scroll down a bit. Hope you can see that okay. Penda number question 3, we have parentheses 32 minus 16, parentheses all over 4, plus parentheses 5 times 3, parentheses square minus 10 over 5. So let's start with pendas. Let's start with the parentheses. We have 2. Or you know what? Let's rewrite the slanted line as a horizontal division sign. So it's going to be 32 minus 16 all over 4 plus 5 times 3 square minus 10 all over 5. So all I did was I just rewrote the slanted line as a horizontal line, right? Okay, so let's do pandas. So do we have parentheses? Yes, we have one here, and then we have one here. So we're lucky. In both of our parentheses, there's only one order of operation, so you don't have to redo pandas over again. So in this parentheses, it's just one order of operation of subtraction. So what's 32 minus 16? It is 10. And then over here, it's one order of operation, which is multiplication. What's 5 times 3? 15 square minus 10 over 5. Okay. Okay, what do I do next? So next step is we did the parentheses. Do we have an exponent? Yes. We have one exponent, which is 15 square, which we could do in our head. 15 square is, I believe, 225, right? 15 times 15. I know you're not allowed to use a calculator, but here's how you do it without a calculator. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5. Carry the 2. 7. Placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry these. So that's how you get 225. So do that. 15 squared is 225. Bring down what you haven't done. Yeah, just bring down what you haven't done because it's very easy to. Okay, so we did the exponent. Do we have a multiplication? No, we don't. Do we have a division? Yes, we do. Um, Wait, did I make a mistake? Whoa, yeah, I made a mistake right here. Okay, so right here, I kind of made a mistake. This 4, uh, yeah, 32 minus 16. That's what I made a mistake. Wait, did I do this? Oh, no, no, no. My bad. I was looking at the wrong. We're doing it right. No, I made a mistake right here. What is 32 minus 16? That's the mistake I made. Not 10, right? It is 16. Yes. So the mistake I made was right here. 32 minus 16 is not 10. It is 16. There you go. That's much better. Okay, so now what we could do is do the division because that's much better because it comes out nicely. 16 divided by 4 is 4 plus 225. And then our other division is negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Okay, So we did division. Do we have addition and subtraction? Yes, yes, we have both. So just go from left to right. What's 4 plus 225? 229. And then minus 2. What's 229 minus 2? 227. Okay. So yeah, see, I make mistakes too. Okay, correct. Okay. Move on to question 4. So here, let me scroll down a bit. Question 4 says, what is the value of the expression? We have 32 minus 16 over 4. So be careful here. This is a parentheses 5 times 3, close it with parentheses square, minus 10, parentheses over 5. So what I'm going to do is, well, first I'm going to write pandas again. Then what I'm going to do is the division, the slanted division, I'm going to rewrite that. So it's going to be 32 minus 16 over 4 plus parentheses 5 times 3 square minus 10. Now, this 5 is all over 5. So this slanted line is all over this whole thing. So it's all over this whole thing. Okay. Okay. So I rewrote it. Now let's start with pandas. So do we have parentheses? Yes, we have two. We have one here and we have this outer parentheses, right? So let's do this inner parentheses. What is 5 times 3? 15. So it's 15 parentheses square minus 10 all over 5. I know it's a pain to rewrite it again, but it's the only way to not make a mistake. And then we have oops, we have this outer parentheses. So what do we do here? So remember, we have two order of operation. We have a exponent and a minus 10. So when you have more than one order of operation, just do pandas again because you don't know which do you do first. So in that inner parentheses, we have an exponent. So that is going to be 15 squared, which is 225, minus 10 all over 5. Okay. And then in this inner parentheses, just one more order of operation, which is subtraction. So 225 minus 10 is 215. Okay. So we did pandas. I mean, we did our exponents. Do we have a multiplication? No. Do we have a division? Yes, we have two. So just go from left to right. So what's negative 16 divided by 4? Negative 4 plus what's 215 divided by 5? That comes out nicely as 43. Okay, now do we have addition and subtraction? Yes, we have both. So if you want to go from left to right, what's 32 minus 4? 28 plus 43. What's 28 plus 43? 71. Okay, so that's my final answer, 71. Question 5 says, okay, so what I'm going to do is write pandas. Then what I'm going to do is rewrite the slanted line as a horizontal line. I don't know if that makes it easier for you, but it does make it easier for me. So it's going to be 32 minus 16 over 4 plus 5 times 3. parentheses square minus 10 over 5. Okay, so it's going to be 32 minus 16 divided by 4 is 4 plus, oh, okay, hold on. So I'm doing this parentheses, right? And yes, I'm going to do that. So, okay, yeah, sorry. I would, yeah, do this. I'm doing this parentheses and I'm doing the division first and then the multiplication. So what's 5 times 3 is 15. Parentheses. So make careful, put this other parentheses and you'll see why. Minus 10 over 5. We're still not done with this parentheses. You got to do one more order of operation. What's 4 plus 15? 19. Close it with a parentheses followed by another parentheses minus 10 over 5. Okay. And then 32. So how do we do this one? So th we have a parentheses here, and then you actually have one more order of operation. So this is one inner parentheses. What's 32 minus 19? You gotta write it out, write it out. Okay, so now we're still in the parentheses. One more order of operation, subtraction. What's 32 minus 19? 13. Square minus 10 over 5. Okay, so we did the parentheses. Now start with pandas all over again, right? That's how it is. You get once you're done in the parentheses, redo pandas. So do we have a exponent? Yes, we do. We have a 13 square, which is 169 minus, and then do we have a multiplication? No. Do we have a division? Yes. Let's do the division. So Nick, what's 10 over 5? 2. And then you still have this minus in the center. And then do we have addition? No. But do we have a subtraction? Yes. What is 169 minus 2? 167. Okay. Let's do this one. So we have a pandas. We have this whole thing. I'm gonna rewrite this problem with the slanted line as a horizontal, so it's gonna be oops, there's some parentheses there. 32 minus parentheses 16 over 4 plus 5 times parentheses 3 squared minus 10. Okay, so be careful. So this minus 10 is this 5 is only under the negative 10. And then parentheses. Okay, so we have to do the parentheses first, right? That's our order of operation. And we have to do pandas twice because inside this parentheses, we have a lot of order of operation. What do we do first? So inside this parentheses, what do we do first? So do we have an exponent? Yes. The exponent is 3 squared. So just bring down the stuff you haven't done. 3 squared is 9 minus 10 over 5. Parentheses. Okay. Exponent's good. Do we have a multiplication and a division? Yes. Oh, wait. Let's do this inner parentheses, right? So inside this inner parentheses, you have two order of operation. We have a division and a minus. So what do we do first? Well, according to pandas, we have to do the division first. So it's going to be 9 minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. bring down the stuff you have not done. Okay. And then we still got to finish this parenthesis. So there's only one order of operation. 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay. Now let's redo pandas all over again. So what do we do first? So do we have an exponent? No anymore. Do we have a multiplication division? Yes, we do. The division is 16 divided by 4, which is 4 plus, and then the multiplication is 5 times 7 is 35. And then we're still not done with this parentheses. We have one more order of operation, which is addition. So go ahead and do that. What's 4 plus 35? 39. That's minus, and then 32. So last step, we done the parentheses. Now we got to do pandas all over again. And lucky for us, we only have one order of operation, which is subtraction. So what's 32 minus 39? Negative 7. Okay, good. Question 7. So yeah, let me write pandas. Let's do, yeah, let's rewrite this problem. Wherever you see is slanted, we just write it as a horizontal if it doesn't confuse you. Okay, so it's going to be parentheses 32 minus 16. And then this slanted line could be written as a horizontal line like this. And then it's going to be 4 plus 5 parentheses times parentheses 3 squared minus 10 parentheses all over 5. Okay, so what do we do first? We're still not done with the parentheses. We have several. We have this parentheses, and then this down parentheses. So let's do this parentheses. That's easy. There's only one order of operation, which is subtraction. So what's 32 minus 16? 16. And then let's do this parentheses, which is one order of operation. What's 4 plus 5? 9 times over here. We have two order of operate in this parentheses, we have two order of operation. We have a power and then we have a subtraction. What do we do first? You do so according to pandas, you have an exponent, so you do that first. 3 squared is 9 minus 10. So then what you would do is do this order of operation. What's not the subtraction 9 minus 10 is negative 1 over 5 times 16 over 9. Okay. Okay, so we did the parentheses. Now we got to start with pandas all over again. So do we have an exponent? No. Do we have a multiplication? Yes. It's like multiplying two fractions. So how do you multiply two fractions? Yes, you multiply across. So 16 times negative 1 is negative 16. 9 times 5 is 45. And I believe that cannot be reduced. So that is your final answer. Yep, that's my answer. Okay, last one. I think this is a fairly hard one. Okay, so let me rewrite pandas. What do I do? What do I do? So I'm gonna rewrite the anything where this slanted line is a horizontal line. So it's gonna be 32 minus parentheses, 4 plus 15 square minus 10. Now be careful. Do you see this slanted line? This is all over this whole thing. So it's all over this whole thing. So it's all over 5. Okay. Okay, so what do we do first? So we have a parentheses, yes. We have, whoops, close this has a, yeah, close this with parentheses. We have two parentheses, this inner parentheses and then this outer parentheses. So let's do the inner parentheses. What's 4 plus 15? 19. Parentheses, square, minus 10, parentheses. So make sure you close it with those parentheses, all over 5. We're still not done with parentheses. So inside this inner parentheses, um, what do we do first? We have a power and a subtraction. So according to PEMDAS, we have to do the exponent first. So it's parentheses. What's 19 squared? It is 361, right? Minus 10, parentheses, all over 5, minus 32. Okay, still not done with the parentheses, so we have to do it here again. So what's 361 minus 10? That's negative 351, right? 361 minus 10. Oh wait, careful. It's positive 351, but then you have a minus. Sorry. Let me erase that. So 361 minus 10 is positive 351, all over 5. And then we finished the parentheses, so now what we do is we have to do PEMDAS all over again. So we don't have an exponent anymore. Do we have a multiplication? No. Do we have a division? Yes. Our division is 351 divided by 5, which is doesn't come out nicely. It's actually 70.2, and then you saw this minus. So yeah, 351 divided by 5. It doesn't come out nicely because this would be 7. 7 times 5 is 35, right? Yeah. Bring down the 1, 5 goes into 0, 5 goes into 1 0 times. Then decimal, bring down the 0. How many times does 5 go into 10? 2. That's how I got negative 70 over 2, or 70 over 2, and then you have this minus. And then the last order of operation is subtraction. So what's 32 minus 70 minus 2? Negative 38.2. That is your final answer. Okay, so yeah, that was order of operation. This is going to help when you take the IBEW exam for electricians. Okay, I'm going to stop here.